Welcome back to Contact, a Space Engineers series where I've been doing some thinking. So the thinking I have been doing is that maybe I want to change up my plan. So last time we were out looking for ships that we could steal and turn into, things, and we caught that Barracuda on fire. And yeah, the stealing ships makes sense. It's fairly easy to do, fairly straightforward, cheap, relatively speaking. But I kind of want to do something different that gives me a little more control over the whole process. And I was looking at the base and thinking about how I wanted to do that. I think it's going to start... well, it will start with me getting tools, and now we cut off this thing. I don't know if I wanted to actually cut it off immediately, but it was nice and dramatic. So I think what I want to do is build large grid sort of attack drones. Basically my own version of probably that military escort thingy that I had. Just because, they seem pretty beefy. It should be a way for me to get a relatively compact and cheap large grid ship with a lot of weapons on it that can sort of fully range and hopefully be a good match for the drones I'm facing. And I think the best spot to do, well, I need to do that a large ship printer. I need some area that I can just, design this thing and then print off new ones. And the best place to do that would be my sort of shipbuilding gantry that I never used. Now, obviously, the shipbuilding gantry currently has my small grid dock in it, which made sense, but I think I can rearrange some things and make all of that work a little better. It does unfortunately mean that the baby Maluga is going to be relegated to the lower docking area. Doesn't have a walkout anymore. But this kind of makes sense because this is sort of the industrial dock. It's right off of the refineries, so it's kind of where this is supposed to be. And actually, I'll dock it back up, but I probably need to go out and do some more material gathering. Because I have to imagine that I'm, low in terms of what I'll need to build large grid ships in bulk. Okay, so with that there, I should be able to move all of this over here. Yeah, this should work. Because I can, stick a merge block here, though, I don't have enough stuff for it. And my convenient cargo access is currently free floating. Oh yeah, one of those there. And then another one here. That should all let it merge. I'll have to do some painting. Now, this will get interesting because I'm obviously moving this with all the ships attached. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do would be... Uh-oh. These are all... Why is the battery dead? Hold on, has my... How am I doing the... No? That's set up correctly. I was thinking, so sometimes if you set like if I were having it toggle recharge on off, it can get, you know, sort of backwards. And that's not what's happening. For some reason, the power is getting interrupted to the event controller. Probably has something to do with that whole thing. Oh, I wonder. So all the ships that are docked, their batteries are on recharge. The only power for that main grid is coming from the CIC or CLC? Yeah, CLC solar panels. So I think what happened there was the shadow of the gantry was causing power interruptions just as I was trying to undock and confusing everything. Let's see. No, for some reason the event controller is busted. Alright, well, that means I have to enable everything manually. This is a weird glitch I've never seen before. Yeah, that's enough. Tug is free. In reality, I probably could have used a different ship. That would make an easier time of this. But I think the tug, I mean, this is its job. And I feel like it's best set up not to cook anything. Okay. Now let me just make sure. Yep. Need to convert that to a ship so I can move it. And... ooh. Okay, the tug may be the wrong choice for this. There's a lot of mass that's weird here. Okay. Those thrusters might be in the way. Let's hope they aren't. Okay, Dig Dug. It's your time to shine yet again. Kind of forget about this thing because, well, I don't have much use for it. And tanks. Dig Dug tanks. Stockpile off. Okay. Whoa. That's more movement. Turn off the thrust on this guy. Gyroscope can go up. Yeah, now we're doing movements. Not the easiest to control, but I can also, let's just go. Full power here. I'm trying to use mostly sideways thrust because I'm a little concerned that I'll essentially cook my only connection to the rest of this thing off with the thrusters. Though, okay, the movement we're doing now isn't fun. It may not be very clear what's going on camera, but a lot of the movements that are occurring here are not at my request. Oh no. Okay. It also doesn't help that I can't really get a good angle on what I'm doing here. We're close-ish. Curse you, thing. Yeah, we. roll is a big issue. Don't seem to have a ton of control over it. Okay. Where are... Go up a little bit. If I can get to where the magnets take over. There we go. Oh. I just have to hope that my... Oh boy. Hope my gyroscopes... There we go. Level things off. Now just for convenience. Apparently break our antenna. Great. I mean, maybe I kept it around because it was my first little miner, but I've kind of forgotten about this thing since. It doesn't really serve a purpose. Oh, everything else has been... That's great. I may just do the old grind down on this thing. The Dig Dug served its purpose, but I now have the Moluga to do what needs to be done. Let's get this. I also don't need this, but I don't know, it's not worth really grinding down. Well, anyway, we've got the dock moved, so everything should be good for the small ships. Still nice and accessible. I guess it makes more sense from a interior standpoint. This door goes into sort of the lobby waiting area. So you show up with your small ship, dock there. If you want to get to your big ship, you walk through the little tunnel and it gets you there. I don't know. There's a story for this base that is not played out in the usage I've given it. Well, this is odd. So I'm trying to drain the hydrogen tanks. I set my other tanks to stockpile. What's this? Ah. I don't know if that was me cooking things that did... I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know if I cooked things or if that was the... I think there was a bump that occurred, which is why the antenna got a little cooked and that cargo container. That's why these weren't draining. Oh, and... Dang it. I just looked at this. Now will you drain? No. And that's still... I need the hydrogen in these tanks to leave. Why are they no longer... Oh, I pardon the issue. The connection for that tank was the drill I've already ground down. Well, that's okay. I have tubes. Okay, so that's draining. Now that's draining. Good. Yeah. And they should be completely emptied. Perfect. Now, just do that so that I can set my other tanks to normal. Not get confused later as to why I am not getting any hydrogen. I believe... Yeah, those are good. Those are the base tanks. Not sure what tanks those are, but they're empty. Probably shouldn't be. I think we're good. Alright. With that, the dig dug is no more. I should probably move this guy back. So now that that is all taken care of, next step is figuring out how exactly I want to do this. And I'm thinking, so I have two options. I could build the sort of welding rig straight at the door here, pointing out that way. Or I could run pipes and have the like welding wall maybe at this end, and it pulls ships out that way. I'm more inclined to do the latter option because it sort of fits the gantry shape. If I just send the stuff straight out, well, why is the gantry here and wide like it is? So I think we'll do that. What I may actually do... let's get some steel for this. I may try and embed the piping into this arm, just because that feels good. And actually, no, I can do this because it's connected at each end. I just had to put that block on to keep that nub in place. But if I do that, everything's now held. I should be able to just kind of go along this, replace these with tubes. In fact, yeah, maybe for some added interest, I need different things. Yeah, for some added interest, I'll have these be pipes. And little segments like that. Then I use these at the junctions to hold the arms in place. I think that'll look good. And it'll tie in because I can use a pipe to come out here. And I may do this one a bit differently. Actually, no. I know a good way to do this. Have an angled tube there, and then a connector. So the angled tube will connect up to here. Connector partially lets this also be a docking space for the newly built ship. But primarily it's here to give me cargo access. So I can, operate things, print out a ship from this giant printer. But if I need to, like, add something on or, it's good to have cargo access around. It'll also help with building all of this. Okay. So that's looking good. Just to... have everything kind of set up and ready. So I'll want some catwalks about this guy. So I can use this sort of lower placed catwalk to give myself a button panel. And this will be for controlling everything. Well, that's a bummer. Apparently the button panel does not have a connection point on the side. I can't, with how things are positioned, I can't use my normal trick of placing an outside thing here because that block is in the way. Nuts. Okay. Well, get this welded. I can always work something out. See, I really don't like that. Maybe... Okay.
Energy critical.
Yeah, energy critical. This will be silly, but we'll have a little extra walkway going off this way. See if I can do this before I run out of power and suffocate. Yes. So yeah, don't know why this little extra observation deck is here, but it is. So okay. I have buttons that I'll be able to use to control things. Let's go ahead. Get this set up. So I think how I will do this is with interior plate. So we have some pipe. 2, 3, 4. I want 6 of these guys going across. Then I can start my welders. What I'm gonna do here, yeah, I think this will be interesting. It's gonna be a confusing looking shape, I think. But if I alternate welders every space, they should have enough overlap at large grid to print everything. So that lets me get a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 9 block wide area with only 5 welders, which it'll be good for performance and for material consumption here. It should be centered. Just these. Oh. Dang it, there's no... I can attach a normal block, but I cannot attach pipes. It's good looking out on their part. I just want to make sure that we're centered from going through all the effort. And we are. So that's good. Now just for... This will help me visualizing. I want basically a big square of these guys, all in the same pattern, and then sort of the alternating rows, I will have them alternating. So these conveyor cross pieces are basically just in there to provide support for things. They aren't actually piping up and down. I'll have to do that elsewhere. I may run something down the back that makes that happen. But yeah, I think it'll look all right. And it means that our side-to-side rows are connected. Okay. Well, that's a mess. Hopefully it'll look better once it's all built. I do think that for our up and down connection, I'll do it on the outside, and that should square up everything at least. Well, that's something for sure. I'll have to rig up the actual printing arm, which... How do I want to do... Yeah, I may do the actual extendy arm from this end and pull it out, and then essentially my printing area is the space inside. It does mean that when ships leave the printer, they have to leave sideways like this, but I think it'll work, and it kind of it'll hopefully help me optimize the amount of space I can print out of in here. That's probably going to mean an awkward arm extending out this way. The other option, so I have a large welder wall. I could build a large grid tug with a projector on it that docks here when not in use, whose whole mission in life is to fly into this wall and pull out ships. That may be the better option. Anyway, I've got a lot of welding first to get all of this working. So let's knock that out. Now, if I build this... oh. Doesn't actually give me cargo because all the cargo ports are connected. If I don't weld this guy, I can use it. But I'm curious. See, I think that these may be able to weld up the other welders, but I doubt they can get the conveyor pipes. I'm pretty sure from that side the welders aren't, capable. So I think this will only weld up the blocks immediately adjacent. If it does it at all. Let's try... No. Help others is probably something I want, but I was curious if that somehow adjusted the range of welding. Alright, well, can't do this the easy way, so just do it the annoying way. Guess if I really wanted to, I could get the sport welder set up, but honestly, welding ships, I find in Space Engineers, are not particularly useful outside of like welding up large swaths of armor. Because the issue is you need to put all the things you need in. And when you're building complex, blocks that have a bunch of different things, you kind of have to do... So, how things were done before Build Vision, or not Build Vision, what is this called? The Build Planner. In the days before the Build Planner, you just kind of had to, look at the block, see what bits you needed, and generally you would do like, you'd get a bunch of steel. You'd add the steel to every block, and get a bunch of tubes and add tubes to every block. That's how you tended to build, which, works fine, but it's a lot of back and forth, and it just gonna, when you have the option to like, here's the blocks I want. Oh, actually, as I'm saying this, hold on. Let me get all the stuff I have out, but as I'm saying this, there may be an option. Okay. So let's request 8 of them. Is there an option to move that much? I mean, what I could do is have them all selected, disconnect the ship, pull them with the build planner, and dump them into the cargo of this. But that's not that much quicker than just doing it by hand. Okay, so that lets me withdraw components for build planner. Interesting. And I can do that with... Okay, let's try something here. I don't know if the arrows matter, but on this side, I've got the sports welder cargo container. If on this side, I go to my box with the steel, what happens if I click this button? Look at that! It added the stuff from the build planner. Ha! The thing I was complaining about. Dang it! Okay, well, that was the inventory manager. That's not important. Ah, okay. I should have paid attention to these buttons in the 4,000 hours I've played this game. Okay. And there was an option, it had like control for 10 times. Oh, I can make this work. Okay. Ooh, a munitions drone. So, how many of these are left? 10, 15, 20... 24 I need in total. I don't know how much I can fit into the containers on the sports welder. But yeah, so if I have the stuff, if I request 3 of these and do the times 10, first step is let's... How do I isolate? No sorting is what I need. And then I need to look at this better again. Come on, there we go. Okay. So that should keep it from pulling stuff out. That's how I have it doing that on the ship there. I don't necessarily want that forever, but that should mean if I do here, hold control for times 10, this should get me the stuff for 30 welders. Or close to it. Ooh, but it didn't clear my build thing. Let's show only the ship. So I should be able to do the rest into there. Oh, it overflowed. Oh, look at that, it's intelligent. So with just the ship selected, it just filled as much as it could, I think is what just happened there. Let's do more science. This is, I'm learning things on Space Engineers again. Okay. So I'm still requesting 3 full welders from the build thingy. We've got show only ship there. Now, do I need that other container selected too? Let's just hit this button and see what happens. Okay. Interesting. Let's hit it again. No, so I do think I need the container with all the stuff in there to make this work correctly. And if I do that, and then I have that selected, I think that's everything. So each welder takes 1 tube. So that's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, plus 7 is 30. So yeah, it just does what you ask, fills it up. Oh, this is optimization. So that should make... Oh, now... Hold on, I should try... What do I need for these guys? Unfortunately, there's some part overlap, so if I don't have all the conveyor pipes added in as well, that's going to probably break things. How many of those exist? That's 32, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41. It's 41 things. Also, that pirate carrier might be... I might have piqued its interest. Okay, anyway. 4 of those. Do this real quick, keeping an eye on our radar. So, main cargo. If I then... the welder... 10 times... okay. It may not be perfect because I think it moved some stuff around.
Energy
Okay,
low.
I don't think it works for like a bunch of different blocks, getting them all sorted at once. But it's something that at least makes a welding ship more useful. Go ahead and... Worst case, if something pops up, I should be able to hop out real quick and get on the, or get into a Barracuda to defend. Oh. Hey, look at that. Right. Let's get that fixed up. I don't know what else is on fire, but we won't worry about it. Okay. Now, if I recall, when these guys are attacked, they tend to spawn in other things. So what I'm gonna do... Oh. That's alright, it's only most of my lifting thrust that's dead. So anyway, I'll go out sort of along this side. I'm gonna try and circle around this guy and attack it from the other direction, Because hopefully that'll let me draw away any sort of attackers that show up. I guess actually, maybe I'd take out this salvage carrier. Because if I recall, those guys, their whole shtick is they just kind of keep sending drones out at you. So yeah, we'll take out this, alleviate the threat to the base, and then hop in the Stingray and, I don't know, maybe we steal a pirate carrier. Or just blow it up. Okay. Let's miss. Missing is what I just did. Okay. Well, woohoo. Get out of camera view. Yep. I've got their enemies about. Oh. Yep, there they are. Bandits. Switch to those. I'm pretty sure that other drone is less of a worry. Oh, they're getting chewed up. Come on, shit. Keep the guns on them. Okay, we're low on ammo. Don't think it fully restocked. See if we can target this guy again and hopefully take him out with a railgun hit. Ah, almost. Oh. Okay. Right. Scratch one Barracuda. Where is home? There it is. Unfortunately, the Barracuda is drifting homeward. Let's just... I think it's Stingray time. Hitting quick, quick, quick. Up to the bridge. This is a combat launch. It does seem like that bandit... One seems to have left and the other is definitely just following the Barracuda. So that's good. Oh. Of course, the rest of the Barracudas have turned on their thrusters. Okay. The bandit's just heading off. Oh, but... Oh. One bandit's heading off, the other one just lost its antenna. Alright. Bring guns to bear. Or maybe that's the, stealing drone. Big guns? Are the big guns set to target? Are any of the guns set to target? I guess it's out of weapons. This may be a stupid idea. I'm gonna see if I can, go and assault that. If this is the, bully drone, I'm curious if this thing has... Yeah, it totally is. Curious if this has any, like, you know, valuables in it still. Not looking it. Yeah, I don't think it had ammo either.
Inventory full.
Yeah, no. This was the guy. It's not not valuable anymore.
Inventory full.
It's a little bit of something. Yeah. Alright. I have no idea how big this thing is. Though, ooh. Though at 11 kilometers out, looks pretty big. Well, let's see what we can do to it. In theory, these things are less difficult than the Factorum. Though I don't know, this may be, I mean, in traditional naval warfare, carriers tend to be sort of the core of a fleet, the main threat. My bet is this guy calls in a bunch of extra drones. And a bunch of drones probably mean I get taken out. I'm not... This ship is pretty easy to overwhelm. Oh. Okay. We've got something. Oh, coming in quick. Interesting. Okay, I seem to be doing pretty good against these little guys. If they're just little drones, that may give me a fighting chance. Just let point defense focus on them. Though... Yeah, no, I think we're good. And just making sure that they aren't heading towards base. I don't know that that scavenger drone is coming in. Maybe we switch our Gatlings to target power, just to avoid any ramming attacks. Okay. What do I see on this thing? I see one Gatling-looking turret. That's about it. It actually doesn't look that heavily armed. Though turrets could be blending into the hull. Let's see if we can pick off some guns here. Oh, yeah, that looks like a heavier gun on the upper side with the Gatling below. These do make this interesting. Hopefully it'll be interesting. Okay, there is a bruiser coming in. Those are sturdier drones. Yep. Ow. Let's get in. I want to take out its big gun if I can. Oh, okay. Hit deflected off armor. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. I need to be maneuvering here, I think. Okay, I think I've taken them mostly out. Ow. Something bruisers. They do bruise. Let's lock it. I'll probably just blow it up. and see if we can actually do damage to this other guy. Not do damage, take it over. I've done the damage. Okay. Taking a bit of armor plinking. We're good for the most part. Those railguns suck. Let's... I don't want to lose this other guy. Let's get after him. Oh, okay. Aha! Right. Very expensive jump drive. Now, easily targetable by railgun of this enemy. Okay. Now, this guy's turned around. That's good. That means we're heading back towards the bruiser. How far? 1.5. Railgun. I'm pretty sure... Is the bruiser... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a small grid thing. And it's a beefy small grid. Oh, and there's another one. Fred, okay. This is one of those situations where it's time sensitive. You can't just chase it for hours. Right. I'm thinking this may be a lost cause. I mean, I took the guy out, but if I can't take out his escorts, I really seem to struggle with that. Let's try getting right up on this guy. Though I should see... do I have... Nope, I'm out of ammo. Okay, bad idea to stick around then. I need to... Quickly. This is very inconvenient to be doing 1% at a time. Good enough. Emergency jump. Oofa, toofa. Okay. So, well, that was good to know. We've got so many holes again. Oh boy. Let's see. Okay. It's not too bad. I mean, we've been... Oh, they breached the bedrooms. Oh my god. Oh, they breached all the way in to take out this airlock from the front. Don't know why they cared so much about the airlock, but they sure didn't want me conserving air through that door. Okay. Yep, we've got some conveyor damage. Some air vent damage. Anything in the core? We look good. Yeah, those bruisers are no joke. I think they part of their trick seems to be they're small. I'm still like 90% sure they're small grid. But they have a lot of weaponry. And maybe they're very small, large grid is how those work. Because large grid is more sturdy, and if you build it small enough, it can still be super maneuverable. Oh, yeah. They did a number up here. I think that may be a repair welder that's busted. Okay, well, good to know. I think it gives maybe more credence to my theory of build a big ol', well, not big, but a large grid, beefy little drone guy. Also, we have no hydrogen aboard. That's where all that hydrogen went. Yeah. Good to know. Maybe worth going in, whacking those guys real quick, and then getting out. I don't know if getting in and doing consistent damage, like being able to take the ship over, is a super viable strategy. Just because you'd need to get in quickly, you know. Bother angling. Yeah, you'd need to get in quickly enough that you can, you know, actually do the damage. Actually shut down everything. Based on my experience with the Prototech folks, I think the only effective way to do that is to take over the grid. Otherwise, they just seem to keep coming and coming and coming. But yeah, I think that's where we'll call this episode. That was another fun adventure. We've got plans coming together. I'll probably finish up all the welding for that welding wall off camera. And I don't know, I may even build the ship printing tug off camera so that next time we can focus on building our big angry drone boys. And yeah, that will be in the future. For now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other stuff I have done, and until next week, bye-bye.